Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we got another game review recap to discuss. We're discussing a couple of games that have happened over Thursday and Friday, and we're looking ahead to the games that are happening on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Plus, we're going to take a quick look at here as the standings as of right now. We'll get to all of that coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the NHL Talking Show. Before we begin this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. We have hit 200 subscribers. Thank you for all of your support. I've never been able to do it without you guys. So don't forget to continue to subscribe so we can hit 250 subscribers. But I'm going to do another game review recap here to discuss. We've had a couple of games over the past couple of days. 13 games that happened on Thursday. 3 games happened yesterday on Friday. So it's all of those games. Plus we'll look at a couple of games that are going to be happening over the next couple of days. And a look at the standings. So it's all that coming up right now. We're going to start here with the 13 games that happened on Thursday. So first, to kick things off on Thursday, we had the Rangers take on the Blackhawks. This is a really interesting game, and the Rangers were able to score 3 straight goals to pull away and beat the Blackhawks 4-1. Very good win there for the Rangers to improve to 26-10-1, dropping the Blackhawks to 11-25-2. So not a great game there from the Blackhawks. One they really didn't want to replicate. That was a really bad loss, but still really good win there for the Rangers. Trocheck had 3 assists, Panarin had a goal and an assist, and Kreider, VC, and Trouba also scored for the Rangers in the win, while Blackwell was the lone goal scorer for the Blackhawks in the loss. So not a great game there from the Hawks, but still a really good game there from the Rangers, and they improved in their record, and they improved their lead from the Metro Division, so really good stuff there. Then we saw the Buffalo Sabres wind up beating the Canadiens, absolutely destroying them 6-1. Very fantastic game there for Buffalo to kick off 2024. A huge win for Buffalo to improve to 16-19-4, while the Canadiens are back down to below 500 at 16-17-5. So not a great game there for Montreal. For the Sabres, Skinner had a 4-point night, including this goal here. We're all close to Curtis Sportsnet, but Skinner scored the second goal of the game, which wound up being the game winner for the Buffalo Sabres to make it 2-0 at that time, and it was a huge win for Buffalo as they improved, and they wound up putting 6-1. So really good goal there for Skinner, who had a 4-point night with this goal and 3 assists. Thompson had a 3-point night with 2 goals and 8 assists. Quinn, Milstead, and Dahlin all had a goal and an assist, and Tuck had 2 assists for the Sabres in the win, while Armia was the lone goal scorer for the Canadiens in the loss. So not a great game there for Montreal. Definitely, they weren't able to get out to a really great start. It was scoreless after 1, but the Sabres after that would start to pull away, and this would become a blowout there for the Sabres. So really good win there. Then in a back and forth game, we saw the Pittsburgh Penguins take a 5-2 lead after a 6-goal first period. Looks like the Penguins were going to win, but the Bruins would claw all the way back. It got to a 5-5 game, so really good resiliency there for the Bruins to tie it. But the Penguins would get a late goal from Sidney Crosby to give them a 6-5 lead, and that's the way the game would end. The Bruins would try hard, but they were not able to get the equalizer again, as the Penguins would hold on and beat the Boston Bruins 6-5 in regulation to improve to 19-14-4, dropping the Boston Bruins to 23-6. Not a great game there from Boston. Definitely not really great to have to work yourselves out of a 3-goal hole, but still, they were able to do it really well, but they do wind up losing in this game, so interesting stuff there. For Pittsburgh, Crosby and Letang both had 3.8. Crosby had a goal, 2 assists. Letang had 3 assists. O'Connor and Eller both had a goal and an assist. Carlson had 2 assists. And Graves, Carter, and Gensel also scored for the Penguins in the win. While for the Bruins, Geekie and Pasternak had 3.8 with a goal and 2 assists. Marchand scored twice. McAvoy 2 assists. And the Brusque also scored in the loss. So not a great game there from Boston, and they do fall a little bit in the standings, which isn't overly great, but still really good win there for Pittsburgh, who still have to turn it on over the past couple of games. Really good stuff there for Pittsburgh. Then we saw the Blue Jackets come back from down 2-0 to down the Philadelphia Flyers in a shootout. 3-2. Really good win there for the Jackets. Really good resiliency as they get themselves up to 13-19-8. While the Flyers drop yet another game and they fall down to 19-13-6. So not a great game there from the Flyers, but they don't lose in regulation, which is overly good. Bean and Severson were 2 goal scorers for the Jackets in regulation, while Gaudreau was the lone goal scorer in the shootout. And for the Flyers, Konechny scored both goals, and both Couturier and Farabee had 2 assists for Flyers in the shootout loss. So once again, not a great game there from the Flyers, with now all the Metro teams bottled up really closely together. All points really matter, so losing in a shootout is not great there for Flyers, especially if once they had a 2-0 lead, but still really good win there for the Jackets to get them away with the victory. Then we saw the Tampa Bay Lightning wind up downing the Minnesota Wild 4-1. Huge win there for the Bolts, who scored 3 straight to open this game. So really good win there for Tampa, who improves to 19-16-5. While the Wild, I think, are now on a 4-game losing streak and are down to 16-17-4. So the Wild had a really good run. They were able to get back up to 500 and now back below 500. So really bad stuff there for the Wild. For Tampa, Radish scored twice, and both Hedman and Hagel also scored for Lightning in the win. While Bogosian, against his former team, the team who traded him to Minnesota earlier this year, scored first of the season, first as a member of the Minnesota Wild, and was the lone goal scorer for the Minnesota Wild in the loss. So not a great game there from the Wild. Definitely good to see Bogosian get a goal, but still, it wasn't overly great for the Wild, and this was a game they probably want to have back. But for the Bulls, they're able to get back up in the win column, and they're able to get back 3 games above 500. So really good stuff there for Tampa. Then we saw the Blues in a low-scoring, close game beat the Vancouver Canucks 2-1 to improve to 19-17-1. Avoiding going back down to 500, dropping the Vancouver Canucks to 24-11-3. So it wasn't the best of games from the Canucks, but it was a really close one, and both teams had a shot to win. For the Blues, Thomas had a goal and an assist, and Parayko also scored in the win, while Garland was the lone goal scorer for the Canucks in the loss. So once again, like I said, close game, really close. Both teams had chances to win. Both teams had a lead at some point in this game, but it was the Blues coming away with the victory. So a very good win there for St. Louis, who was able to avoid going back down to 500 and keep pace in the wildcard race. So the Canucks do lose, but they're still top spot in the Pacific right now. Then we saw the Avalanche overcome a 4-2 deficit to beat the Dallas Stars 5-4 in overtime, thanks to this goal here from Nathan MacKinnon. MacKinnon would score the nail in the coffin in overtime, and it will be a second straight OT winner for the Avalanche as they are able to beat the Dallas Stars. Avalanche improved 25-11-3, dropping the Stars to 22-10-5, so Avalanche remain ahead for the Central Division title. For the Avalanche, MacKinnon had 3.8, like we said, OT winner, had 2 goals and an assist. Duran scored twice, Johnson and Taith both had 2 assists, and Rannon also scored for the Avalanche in the win. While Sagan scored twice, Martinez and Duchesne both had 2 assists, and Pavelski and Dadonov also scored for the Stars in the OT loss. So it wasn't a great game there from the Stars, and one they probably want to have back. This was a really good game for both sides, but it was the Avalanche coming with a huge victory. Then we saw the Calgary Flames double up the Nashville Predators 6-3. After having a solid 4-2 first period that started them out really, really well in this game, Flames have now won, I think, 3 or 4 in a row, and they're up to 17-16-5, while the Preds' 3-game winning streak comes to an end, and they dropped to 21-17-1. So still, the mushy middle in the West is still really the mushy middle. Calgary's now won a couple of in a row and are back in above 500 for a first time in an extremely long period of time. I think that might even be the first time this year they're above 500. So really good stuff there for Calgary. Anderson, Zari, Coleman, and Sharon Govich all had a goal and an assist. And Kadri Hanifin also scored for the Flames in the win. While for the Predators, Forsberg, Sissons, and McCarron were 3 goal scorers in the loss. So once again, not a great game there from the Preds, and definitely one they want to have back. This wasn't a great game there from them, and their lead for the first wildcard spot in the Western Conference is sort of narrowed, while the Flames are finally able to get back above 500. Then we saw the New York Islanders down the Arizona Coyotes 5-1, a really destroying game there for the Islanders to send the Coyotes to back-to-back losses. Islanders improved to 18-10-10, and the Coyotes dropped to 19-16-2, so not great stuff there for Arizona. Horvat had 3.9 with 2 goals and an assist. Barzal and Dobson both had 2 assists, and Riley, Gauthier, and Lee also scored for the Islanders in the win, while Schmaltz was the lone goal scorer for the Coyotes in the loss. So once again, the Coyotes don't look overly good right now, losing back-to-back games to Islanders and Panthers. Hopefully they can start righting the ship in the near future, but definitely some really bad losses. As for the Islanders, they improved to 18-10-10, huge win there for the Islanders as they keep pace in the Metro Division. Then we saw the Seattle Kraken wind up beating the Ottawa Senators 4-1. Very fantastic game. They're able to get up to a 3-0 lead and held on for a 4-1 victory. Very good stuff there for the Kraken, who were able to have a shutout record set by Joey Daccord. Daccord, who shut out the Golden Knights in the Winter Classic, had a 158-minute, 34-second shutout streak before Parker Kelly scored in the third period against the Ottawa Senators. So Daccord's been absolutely phenomenal. He absolutely shut the door on the Ottawa Senators offense. His former team, the team who lost him in the expansion draft, and Daccord is looking fantastic. The Seattle Kraken may have their goaltender that they need right now in Joey Daccord. He's been absolutely phenomenal. And the Kraken, with the win, have a 10-game point streak, 8-0-2, and they improve to 16-14-9 on the season. So Daccord's brilliant play, and the Seattle Kraken have turned their season around thanks to that, and they are looking absolutely phenomenal. They're back in a playoff spot. They're back above 500. So a really good win there for the Seattle Kraken. Dunn had a goal and an assist, Eberle had 2 assists, and Gord, Burakovsky, and Tatar were the other goal scorers in the win, while Kelly was the lone goal scorer for Sens in the loss, who dropped to an embarrassing 14-20-0. So really bad stuff there for Senators, and they definitely need to start winning some games, as it definitely looks like they're going to miss the playoffs this year, but still really good win there for the Kraken, who have turned their tides around and are now back up above a 500 mark and in a playoff spot. Then the second rematch of the Stanley Cup Final from last year, we saw the Florida Panthers once again take a huge huge game over the Vegas Golden Knights. Panthers are fantastic right now. They won 6 straight. They're up to 24-12-2, and they're breathing down the Boston Bruins' necks. While the Golden Knights continue to fall, dropping to 22-12-5. I think they've only got like 1 win in their last 7 games. They're not doing overly well now. I need to try and right the ship soon, so it'll be interesting to see how they do tonight. For Florida, Tkachuk had a 3-point with a goal and 2 assists. Reinhart and Verhaeghe both had a goal and assist, and Bennett also scored for the Panthers in the win, although Rofiev was the lone goal scorer for the Golden Knights in the loss as they fall, like we said. So not great news for the Golden Knights. Definitely some teams like the Canucks and the Kings are definitely going to be able to pass them if the Golden Knights continue to lose. So bad stuff there for Vegas, but still really good win there for Florida, who's now breathing down Boston's necks. Then we saw the Winnipeg Jets come away with an narrow 2-1 victory over the San Jose Sharks as they extend their point streak to 10 games, as they're also 8-0-2, and they improved to 24-9-4, continuing to be one of the best teams in the Central Division. Baron and Velarde were 2 goal scorers for the Jets in the win, while Barabanov was a lone goal scorer for the Sharks in the loss. They dropped to 9-27-3, and I think they've lost now 10 straight regulation games. This is the second time this year they have a losing streak of 10 or plus games. So really bad stuff there for the Sharks, who continue to find ways to fall, but still really good win there for the Jets, who continue to be one of the top end teams in the Central Division. And then we saw the LA Kings blow a 2-goal lead. They were up 2-0 early to start the game, and they would wind up falling 4-3 in a shootout to the Detroit Red Wings. A really good win there for the Wings, who improved with the win to 19-16-4, while the Kings dropped to 29-6. So with the Knights and Canucks losing, it's not really a bad game there from the Kings, but they could have won this game, so really bad stuff there for them. Fabry scored twice, Sprong had 2 assists, and Petrie also scored in regulation, while Raymond and Kane scored in the shootout for the Red Wings. As for the LA Kings, Kempe scored twice, Laferriere, Dubois both had 2 assists, and Roy also scored for the Kings in the loss as the Kings drop, like we said. So not great stuff there for the Kings, but I do gain on the Canucks and Knights by getting a point, but they're really going there for the Red Wings to keep pace for a wildcard spot. So really good stuff there for Detroit. Those were the 13 games we saw happen on Thursday. Now going over to the 3 games we saw yesterday. First, the Carolina Hurricanes found themselves down 2-0 early in the game against the Washington Capitals. It wasn't a really good situation to see themselves be in. They definitely did not look overly good, but then they would turn around, eventually tied at 2, and then they would score 4 unanswered after that. They scoring 6 unanswered completely to beat the Washington Capitals 6-2. A very fantastic win there for the Carolina Hurricanes, who improved to 22-13-4, dropping the Washington Capitals to 18-13-6. So really good win there between 2 Metro Division teams who need those points. Burns was able to have a 3-point night, including scoring this goal here, which was basically the insurance marker. It was the 4th goal of the game for the Carolina Hurricanes, his 2nd of the game. So it was a huge goal there for Brent Burns that put them up forward at 2, but still. Burns had a 3-point night with the 2 goals and 8 assists. Svechnikov had a goal and 2 assists, and Aho had 3 assists. All of them have 3-point nights. Orlov and Ponomarev, who scored his first career NHL goal in his first career NHL game, both had a goal and 8 assists. And Jarvis also scored for the Canes in the win, while Stroh and Dowd were 2 goal scorers for the Caps in the loss. So not a great game there from the Capitals, when they probably want to have back. This was definitely an interesting back and forth game, and this was a winnable game for the Capitals after they got up to a 2-0 lead, but they wound up blowing it, and the Caps do wind up falling 6-2. So not great stuff there for Washington. Then we saw the New Jersey Devils beat the Chicago Blackhawks 4-2, overcoming a 2-1 deficit and scoring 3 straight goals to win and improve to 21-14-2, dropping the Blackhawks to another loss and dropping them to 11-26-2. So not great stuff there for the Blackhawks, who continue to fall. They dropped to 11-26-2. So not great stuff there for Chicago. For the Devils, Nemec and Holtz both had a goal and an assist in this game, and then McLeod and Toffoli both also scored for the Devils in the win, while Kachuk and Dickinson were 2 goal scorers for the Hawks in the loss. So not a great game there from the Hawks, when they definitely want to have back. This was a winnable game. They were up at one point in this game. Definitely not great stuff there for the Hawks. Meanwhile, for the Devils, that was a huge win. They double up the Hawks, and they were able to get another win to keep pace in the Metro Division. So really good stuff there for Jersey. And then the last game of the day, we saw the Winnipeg Jets take on the Anaheim Ducks. Jets finishing up their road trip through California. They were able to overcome a 1-0 deficit to score 3 unanswered goals and beat the Anaheim Ducks 3-1 to improve their point streak to 11 games at 9-0-2, and they now lead the league with a record of 25-9-4. A very fantastic feat there for the Winnipeg Jets, who lead the league. The Mesnikov had 2 assists. Ehlers, Perfetti, and Schmidt were 3 goal scorers, while McTavish was the lone goal scorer for Ducks in the loss. So definitely, Jets absolutely looking phenomenal. This is the second time this year that a Canadian team has led the league in points. The Jets and Canucks in the Western Conference look absolutely phenomenal, and they may be the best chance that Canada has of getting a Stanley Cup. So really good stuff there for Winnipeg, who look absolutely phenomenal right now, while the Ducks dropped to 13-24-1 and continue to find ways to lose. So not great stuff there for Anaheim. But those are the 3 games that happened yesterday on Friday, so those are all the games that happened over the past couple of days. Definitely a lot of good NHL action from the past couple of days. Now going over to a quick game preview here for the next couple of days. We have 12 games happening today. As of the recording of this video, the Calgary Flames take on the Philadelphia Flyers. Flames looking to extend their winning streak to either 4 or 5 games, if I'm correct. Flyers looking to get back on the winning side of things after a couple of straight losses that started with a loss to Calgary, so they could definitely use a win. At 1 p.m. Pacific time, the Florida Panthers take on the Colorado Avalanche. Both these teams are 2 of the best teams in the league. Both teams have reached 50 points, so both teams are going to be looking for a huge win in a battle of heavyweights. Then we see the Boston Bruins take on the Tampa Bay Lightning at 4 o'clock Pacific time. Bruins trying to keep ahead of the Panthers for top spots in the Atlantic Division, both trying to keep pace for a playoff spot, so that'll be an interesting thing to watch out for. The Wild try to end their losing streak and trying to get back up to 500, taking on a Columbus Blue Jackets team at 4 p.m. Pacific time, who's looking for back-to-back wins. Also at 4 p.m. Pacific time, the Rangers play the Canadiens. Rangers looking to keep ahead of the teams for the Metro Division title. Canadiens looking to get back up to 500. Canucks also play the Devils. This could be another battle of the Hughes brothers as long as Jack Hughes isn't injured. Canucks are looking to try and shake off that 2-1 loss to St. Louis and get a huge win. Take on a Jersey team who's looking to keep pace in the Metro and have back-to-back wins. Also, 4 p.m. Pacific time, we have the Sabres and the Penguins. Penguins looking to try and get back into a possibly really close to being a playoff team again. Sabres looking to try and get themselves back to only 2 games below 500, so that'll be interesting to see. The Leafs take on the Sharks. Leafs trying to hit their 20th win of the season and keep pace with Florida and Boston for top spot in the Atlantic. Taking on the San Jose Sharks team that's looking to end their 10-game losing streak. Then at 5 p.m. Pacific time, where the Blues take on the Hurricanes. Canes looking for back-to-back wins. Blues looking to try and hit the 20-win mark and avoid losing after beating the Canucks. And the Predators take on the Stars. Preds looking to try and get back on the winning side of things after falling to Calgary. Dallas trying to keep pace with Colorado and Winnipeg for top spots in the Central Division. And then at 7 p.m. Pacific time, we have the Senators taking on the Oilers. Sens looking to try and get themselves to within 5 games of 500. Taking on the Oilers, who are trying to keep their 6-game winning streak alive, so that'll be an interesting game. And then it's also at 7 p.m. Pacific time, the Golden Knights look to try and win after losing 6 of 7, taking on the Islanders team, who's looking to try and keep pace in the Metro Division standings. So those will be interesting games to see. On Sunday, there are only 4 games for NHL action. At noon, there are 2 games. The Kings take on the Capitals, and the Flames take on the Hawks. Hawks looking to try and bounce back after that loss to Jersey. Flames possibly looking to get 3 games above 500. And then the Kings looking to try and gain on teams like the Canucks and the Knights, taking on the Capitals team who's looking to get back on the winning side of things after blowing a 2-goal lead. Then at 4 p.m. Pacific time, we'll see the Coyotes take on the Jets. Jets looking to try and remain top spot in the league. Coyotes looking to end their 2-game losing streak and get back on the winning side of things, winning their 20th game of the year. Ducks take on the Red Wings at 5 p.m. Pacific time on Sunday. Ducks are going to be looking to get back on the winning side of things. Wings looking to try and hit their 20th win of the season and keep pace for a playoff spot, so that'll be interesting to see. And then on Monday, there are also 4 games. At 4 p.m. Pacific time, a battle between 2 of the best teams in the NHL as the Canucks take on the Rangers. Another Pennsylvania battle at 4 p.m. Pacific time as the Penguins take on the Flyers. At 5 p.m. Pacific time, the Stars take on the Wild. It'll be a really interesting game between 2 really good Central Division teams. And then another really good game between 2 of the best teams in the league is the Avalanche take on the Bruins at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So those will be some really interesting games over on Monday. But those are your game previews for the next couple of days. It'll definitely be interesting to see which teams come away with the victories. And now going over to a quick look at the standings here as of January 6th, 2024. As of right now, the Boston Bruins lead the Atlantic Division with 52 points, followed by 50-point Florida and 45-point Toronto. 53-point New York Rangers lead the Metro, followed by 48-point Carolina and 46-point New York Islanders. 44-point Jersey and 44-point Philly are 2 wildcard teams in there, followed by 43-point Tampa, 42-point Pittsburgh, 42-point Washington, 42-point Detroit, 37-point Montreal, 36-point Buffalo, 34-point Columbus, and 28-point Ottawa. And those are teams that have a playoff spot at this point in time in the Eastern Conference. As for the West, the Winnipeg Jets lead the Central Division with 54 points, followed by 53-point Colorado and 49-point Dallas. The Vancouver Canucks lead the Pacific with 51 points, followed by 49-point Vegas and 46-point LA. And then in the wildcard positions are currently 43-point Nashville and 41-point Seattle, and they are followed by 40-point Arizona, 39-point Edmonton, 39-point St. Louis, 39-point Calgary, 36-point Minnesota, 27-point Anaheim, 24-point Chicago, and 21-point San Jose. And those are the teams currently on the outside looking in on the Western Conference. So those are your standings as of right now. But that's what I'm going to talk about for today. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comment section below. Which were some of the games that were most exciting to you over the past couple of days? Definitely let me know what you think about the last couple of days of game action. Which games you're most looking forward to over the next couple of days? Could it be some of those big games on Monday, seeing like Vancouver take on New York Rangers or Boston take on Colorado? Or it could be later today when the Panthers take on the Avalanche. Definitely love to hear your guys' thoughts on which games are most intriguing over the next couple of days. And what do you think about the standings? Are you surprised Seattle's back in the playoff spot? Are you surprised the Jets are league leaders at this point in time? Are you surprised the Canucks are still in the Pacific Division? Are you surprised that the Oilers, the Blues, the Flames are all only like 2 points off the playoff spot right now? Are you surprised that the Metro Division standings are so tight right now? Are you surprised that the Panthers are only 2 back of Boston? Definitely love to hear your guys' thoughts on the standings as of right now down in the comment section below. But that's what I'm going to talk about for today. Remember to like this video, and if you're like it, remember to subscribe down below. We have 100 subscribers. Thank you for all of your support. I would never been able to without you guys. Don't forget to continue to subscribe so we can hit 250 subscribers. I also have a blog talking about news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that. So check that out. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. And I can't wait to see you guys all for next video. See you guys soon.